Okay, for today's video, I'm going to assume a few things. 1, that you're leveling up an alt. 2, that you've played WoW at max level at least at some point in time. And 3, you're looking to prepare for Warlords of Draenor. Now, the 1 to 60 level of this game is so boosted it's ridiculous. They've made leveling much easier, so you can get to those levels extremely quickly, doing basically whatever system you want. However, the most efficient method that I've found is going to be the same for lower levels and higher levels. Usually a mix of questing and dungeons with heirloom gear is going to be your best bet. If you're one of the classes that can instant queue, straight dungeons is probably the most preferable, but it can get a little bit boring and dragged on, so you can kind of mix it up a bit whenever you feel the need. Now, one of the most important parts of speeding up the leveling process is getting access to the heirloom gear. There are 3 ways you can get your hands on these sweet items that level as you do and provide a boost to experience. You're going to need a high level character to obtain this stuff, so if you're leveling a fresh character and not an alt, this guide will still apply to you, but you're probably going to go out 20 to 50% slower without this stuff on your way up to 85. Beyond 85, none of the gear matters anyways, so it's the same speed for everybody. First, you can buy a few items for gold from your guild vendor, which you can see from the locations shown in the video for Horde and Alliance. This vendor is going to give you access to your pants, cape, and helmet. All 3 items require you to have at least friendly reputation with a guild that's incredibly easy to get, and they cost about 1500 gold each. The pants require your guild to have access to a special achievement that requires at least 1 max level of every profession in the guild. The other 2 unlock automatically. Second, the easiest way to get the shoulders and weapons is with honor you earn from PvP. The weapons cost a total of 4900 honor for the level 85 version for the 2-handers, and it doesn't provide any XP boost, so I wouldn't worry about it too much since you're going to be outfitted with new gear pretty regularly from doing the dungeons. But if you have extra points to spare, it can still be nice to have. The shoulders cost 2,175 honor, so if you have a lot of levels to go, they're definitely worth the investment, but that much honor can take a little while to farm, so it's not always worth it. Now the third option is the Darkmoon Fair and the Champion Seals, which we're going to be ignoring for this guide, since there's no guarantee everybody's going to have access to that, and they take way too long to farm to be worth it. One quick tip for heirloom gear is that every character is allowed to wear cloth. So if you're really only looking to get one set of gear and then pass it to all of your alts, you're going to want to go with that so everybody has access to wear it. Okay, to give you a quick recap, here are the pieces and their XP bonuses so far. You can get a 10% experience boost from your chest from the Darkmoon Fair, 10% from your shoulders from PvP or the Darkmoon Fair, 5% for the cape where you need to be friendly with your guild and you buy it from the guild vendor, another 10% experience for the helmet, which you get for being friendly with your guild and you buy it from the guild vendor, and then a final 10% experience boost you get from your pants, which you can buy from the guild vendor as long as your guild has the achievement for having max level in every profession. This gives you a total of 45%. Now, if you're a fisher, you can get a ring that gives you an extra 5% from the Stranglethorn fishing tournament. Just like the Darkmoon Fair, we're going to be ignoring that for this review because it's a lot more effort to get than it's worth. Okay, so once you have some leveling gear, you're good to go. Let's get farming. Now, your standard quests are going to be slow, but unfortunately required for DPS classes, as you're not going to get instant queues into dungeons. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to basically go through the questing line for the appropriate levels. Now realize, because WoW has boosted experience so much, you're going to be out-leveling the quests very quickly in the zones. So pretty much you're going to end up being so far ahead that you're going to continuously need to drop a lot of quests and move up to the next level appropriate zone. So you're going to farm the quests while you wait, but the best thing you can possibly do for experience is dungeons. Now the experience is not actually great through the dungeon until you've completed it. Now depending on what your level actually is, you get anything from about 1/4 to a half or even more of a level from a single dungeon. This means the more efficiently you can traverse through the dungeons, the better. So for example, here's a shot of my level 84 Warlock. Make sure you watch the XP bar from dungeon start to dungeon completion. Now that's just experience from a single dungeon. Now here's another shot of my warrior in his 70s wearing the full heirloom gear. As you can see, he starts at pretty much a fresh level and he ends with about 65% of his experience from a single dungeon. The first dungeon I did maybe took about 20 or 30 minutes, but by the time I got it down to about a 10-minute run, it was a really efficient way to level up. Now when you're going through the dungeons on lower levels, your gear isn't really going to matter too much, and you can usually keep up with drops you get from dungeons to keep your character fairly well equipped. But once you get up to the 80 to 90 levels, you're probably going to want to have better gear just to make sure the dungeons are more efficient and not too hard. Since it's pretty easy to gear up at this point, you're going to stop at level 80 and take a quick trip to Dalaran. Now the best thing you can do is replace all of your non-XP granting gear, so basically anything that's not an heirloom piece, with epics from the Justice vendors. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Nothing too secretive here, but hopefully I've saved you guys a little bit of time helping you kind of gear your guys out and level up. Keep on doing those dungeons, finish it up, get to level 90. Once you've gotten to level 90, you're going to want to look up a place called the Timeless Isle in Mists of Pandaria. The Timeless Isle is in the southeast corner of the world, and it's going to give you access to a little bit of a treasure hunt. You go around the island and you collect all of the treasure chests, and they give you automatic epics that are pretty close to current level. So there you have it. Congratulations. Your alt is now going to be ready for Warlords of Draenor. I'll see you guys out there. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed this and you want to see more, and post whatever comments you have below and I'll read your hatred later. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or follow me on Twitter at Sciar. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you next week.